invited me here today. So just some stuff about me, who I am. My name is Dr. Ryan Calman. So I'm founders of Centro Holistico, Biovitalis. I also own a startup telemedicine company called HiDoc. My wife and I also own Culture Salon and Style Lounge here in BGC, and a business solutions company called Stages Solutions. So I'm a doctor entrepreneur. The whole weekend, you've been talking about the medicine. Now, I wanna take this opportunity to make your mind rest first. Use the other side of your brain now. Let's talk business. So here's my outline. This is supposed to be an hour-long lecture, but I only have 15 minutes. I'm sure all the lecturers before me mentioned that. But hopefully we're gonna answer some of these questions in the next 15 minutes. I want to see a show of hands here. Who of you here owns your own clinic? Okay, I see a good maybe 5% of the crowd. Now, who among you here works for an existing clinic? Maybe you work for your boss, maybe you work at a known aesthetic or derma clinic. Can I see a show of hands, please? Oh, I see more. Okay. Now, who among you here are still lost? I'm done with my training, I'm good at what I'm doing, but I don't know what to do now. Can I see that? I see a couple also. Okay. So now, what is the problem? What is the problem? Do you know Robert Kiyosaki? Have you heard of this name? Now, he talks about the rat race. Okay. So what is the rat race for us doctors? So of course, first you go into school, to medical school. And then you do your training. Now, when you're done with your training, you become an employee or a consultant in an existing clinic, or you join a practice. Now you start to earn money, right? You get to earn your own money. You no longer need allowance from your parents. So you can now afford to rent or buy a condominium or small house. You can now buy your first car, okay? And then, once you spend all of your money, when you check your bank account, wala ka na namang pera. So you get insecure again. Then you start working again for the full month. You get your pay, then you're happy again. Then you go out, you go to Shangri-La, you go to the malls, you buy your stuff again. And then, ubus na naman ang pera mo. And then you get insecure na naman. So now you say, I don't want to live like this. So what do you do? What do we usually do as doctors? We train some more. We go abroad. We follow our bosses. Where did you do your training? And so that I can add to my arsenal of things. And so you increase your value as a doctor, right? So you can charge more. You can now offer more services for the training. So now you earn some more. Once you get to earn some more, from a condominium, you will now upgrade to a bigger unit. From a small house, you will now buy a bigger house. From an entry-level vehicle, you can now buy luxurious stuff, luxury cars. And then, your money runs out again. And then you have to work again and again and again. I was talking to Dr. Paul earlier, who's still here. You know, that's a problem with doctors. You know, in our practice, no work, no pay. Yes, so that is the money trap. That is why I'm here. Okay. Who is this person? This person is Juan Tamad. Everyone knows who Juan Tamad is. Of course, most of you, or everyone here is Filipino. Do you want to be Juan Tamad? Who is Juan Tamad? Juan Tamad is that person lying down there. Tamad, lying down under an apple tree, waiting for the apple to drop para pag nakakangalap siya, and then the apple will go directly to his mouth. Now, a lot of people think that Juan Tamad is Tamad, you don't want to be Juan Tamad. I want to be Juan Tamad. Why? Because everyone sees Juan at this point in time. He seems like he's Tamad, he's not doing anything. But what most people don't know is that 5 years ago, he started planting all of these apple trees. He learned how to cultivate the crops. He learned how to do these things. And now he trained other people to do it for him. Now he has already developed all of these steps so that all of these things can move on its own. It's like a well-oiled machine. So now he can lie down like that and wait for the apple to drop. Okay? You know, hard work now, for everyone, especially for us doctors, hard work will not equate to success. Hard work, that's the reality of life, right? Hard work is not enough. I can make up in leverage what I lack in ability. So what I'm offering to you guys right now is for you to create your leverage. I'm inviting everyone who is interested, try to think about it. Maybe I can start my own business. Maybe I can start my own clinic. Because yes, a clinic is also a business. And no one teaches us how to run a clinic. That's why time and again we get stories of very good doctors na naloloko ng business partners nila because they don't know anything about the business. What's important in starting your clinic is you always have to know your why. What is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing right now? Easy answer, you tell, because I want to earn money. But if money is your purpose, that is your why, it's very short-lived. That is not a very good motivator. My why is my family. I want to do everything so that I can provide for my family, I can afford a good education for my kids, I can afford travel, I can afford to buy my own house. Of course, all of these things are still money, right? Okay? But having my family as my why surpasses my goal of earning more money. I want to be stable enough and comfortable enough for my family. Now, in thinking of your own practice, of course here, everyone here is in aesthetic medicine. What do I have to offer? It's so easy to say, okay, I train in aesthetic medicine. Now, I can treat my patients aesthetically. Is that enough? Definitely not. You have to have a unique selling proposition. Like here in Metro Manila, how many aesthetic medicines or derma clinics are here, are in existence? I went to SMOA, I was there last Friday. They have this whole row. I think there are something like 15 to 20 clinics side by side. So why would your patients choose you over the others? You have to have that unique selling proposition. Okay? What makes you special? Okay? What am I offering that my competitors and these other clinics are not offering? Or what do I do better compared to the other competitors? You have to think about that. There are more things about your service or products. Okay, I'm just jumping through so that I can, 5 minutes, okay. Is there a market for your product? Oh, you have a service already, but do you have a market for your product? There are a lot of things about talking about marketing, but I'm only highlighting two. One is that you have to have a competitor analysis. You have to know how am I going to position myself. Okay? Can I enter this Makati, for example? Can I still enter the Makati market? Ilan ba yung mga nandiyan? Ano ba yung mga kalaban? Kasi if you're gonna say, I live in a condo in Makati, and then there's an opening downstairs, I'm gonna open there without even thinking, researching, ano ba yung mga competitors around us? Okay, then SWOT analysis is one of the tools that we use to do competitor analysis. Another very important thing about marketing analysis is that socioeconomic class. What socioeconomic class are you targeting? Are you going to target the poor? So this is a definition of what it means to be poor. These numbers come from a household of 5 individuals. For you to be considered rich, imagine 5 individuals. The monthly income is 219,000 and above. Okay, this is the average. I'm sure if you live in Metro Manila, it's much higher. But what do you want? Who do you want to target? Okay? How do you answer this? You have to go around, you have to check the competition. Currently, in the field of aesthetics, ano may pinakamaraming, what are they targeting? Most of the clinics are targeting the middle income class. middle or high income class. Should I enter the middle income class market, or should I enter the high income class market? Of course, everything in your budget will be affected depending on that decision. But just a quick tip, no? What I found out with my brief research on this, it's very rare that someone offers aesthetic medicine or aesthetics for the lower social income class. Madami kasi nasasabi, wala kasi pera yung mga tao dyan. But you'll be surprised. They will save up. They will save up their money for these things. So anyway, my thing here, trying to target which social income class you want to target, dun ka sa wala ka masyadong kalaban. That's why also, if I were to start my own aesthetic clinics, I would target the lower social income class. So this is the actual SWOT analysis that we did for our clinic when we started it in 2014. Currently, we have 6 branches. Kulang pa yan ang T. So strength, weakness, opportunity, there's threats pa after that. What is your budget? Very important. Okay, sige, I want to start my own clinic. How will I determine how much investment do I need? So for you to determine that, you have to first identify your capital expenditure. Ang capital expenditure, to summarize it, this is your total money out that you will prepare for you to start your business. So kasama sa capital expenditure, construction, one of the biggest things yan. Initial stocks, machines, I'm sure you have very expensive, you can have very expensive machines in the practice of aesthetic medicine. Your furniture, your appliances, office supplies, and marketing. Your operating expense. Your operating expense. These are the things that, the expenses for month to month. And then you will have to have your financial projection. Kasi kung kuha ka na investor, you have to tell them, ano ang return on investment mo? At which point? And how do you get started? First, as doctors, for those of you who are new doctors here, you have to register your name first in BIR. You have to have this sworn declaration. You have to register your name or your company. Then you have to get all of these permits. And each permit, iba-ibang animal yan. Di sila animal, okay? It's a different challenge for each permit. Permit. Until at the end of the day, you will have a board like this. Okay? Is it easy? No, it's so hard. So what's my point here? Okay? We were trained to be doctors and very good doctors. You were trained to be very good aesthetic therapists or aesthetic physicians. This is not your specialty. So, you have to hire people to do it for you and hire good people at that. Okay? So, thank you very much. Wala yung last slide ko. I was supposed to flash my details here. Anyway, we will just give it to the organizers. If any of you have questions about anything, you want to start your own clinic, you have an existing clinic, it's not doing well, I want to grow my clinic, I want to open to franchising, anything, you can ask me. Okay? That was supposed to be my last slide. But thank you so much. Again, it's a pleasure to be here.